What is going on, Panther Nation? What a show we have for you today. Bada bing, bada bang, watch me do my thing because this is going to be an amazing show. It's probably going to be one of our best shows yet. So stay there, keep tuned. This is the Panthers Podcast, the Black Cats Podcast.
Y'all know what time it is. Why? I like to introduce the song. Bow, ha, and present to many. Ha, Carolina Panthers. T1, let go. There we go again. You know we about to show out, cause we know we gon' win. We ready for the kick out, so go on, let us in, so we can hit the end zone and show you how we dance. Black, blue, silver, white, black, blue. Here we go again. Yeah, black, blue, silver, white, black, blue. Yeah. Game face on, ready for whatever. Rain, sleet, snow, go through any weather. We gon' play to win, as long as we together. We gon' take it out, cause ain't nobody better. Heart of a champ, mind of a winner. All we do is win, that's the anthem. Show up to your city and make a lot of noise, and they be like, who that? Panther! Yeah, we be going hard, and we be going strong. We known everywhere, cause we be putting on. Losing on condone that point blank period. Shut the league down, cause it is that serious. There we go again. You know we about to show out, cause we know we gon' win. We ready for the kick out, so go on, let us in, so we can hit the end zone and show you how we dance. Black, blue, silver, white, black, blue. Yeah, black, blue, silver, white, black, blue. We gon'
Hey, what's going on, Panther Nation? Like I said in the beginning, we have an amazing show for you today. Like I said, we've been kind of hit or miss or whatever. The only reason that I can't, that I'm not putting it out every week, because I'm trying to get more followers. I'm trying to do more things. So if you want, if it's interesting, if you want to listen to me a little bit more, please share the podcast on YouTube. Subscribe, share, follow me on Twitter. The Black Cat, BLACKKAT. Let's do this thing, because I'm ready to start being on a regular. I'm ready to start competing for the #1 fastest growing podcast in the world for Carolina Panthers. So, like I said, follow me on Twitter. Like my Facebook page. It's the Black Cat Community Facebook page. We're actually doing pretty good on that. We almost hit 1,000, so we're trying to hit 1,000 in the next couple of weeks of followers. So please, let's do this. Now, before we get started on all the news that's been going around about Carolina, and there has been a lot of news. There's a bunch of stuff that we can discuss. We can do all kind of things. Before we go on about that, let's talk to you about our new sponsor. So that's another reason why we'll probably be on a little bit more. But our sponsor is great. So, have you ever wanted to lose weight? Have you ever wanted to get in better shape? Do you feel tired after working out at the gym? Well, we have the solutions to all your problems. Come join us, Herbalife, where we can help you run faster, we can help you get healthier, and just be better. So come join us and live a happy and healthier lifestyle. Now, this is what we're going to do for you guys. That anybody that's interested, go to my website. It is goherbalife.com/Brandon Herbert. goherbalife.com/forward Brandon Herbert. So if you go to that website, the first thing that you need to do is set up a wellness profile. And what a wellness profile is just basically just a few questions. It take about 10 minutes. Set it up, set what your goals are, and then they'll get back to you fairly quickly about what they think you should do to reach your goals. So if you do that, or even if you know what you want already, go to the website, get the things that you want. You put in the promo code BLACKCAT, one word, BLACKKAT. You get 10% off. Now, this is going to help you feel more stronger. It's going to help you feel more energetic. You have energy. They have everything. They have skincare products. They have things that can help you lose weight. They have things that can help you tone up. They have things that can make you perform better in the gym. If you want to get better and improve your life, Herbalife is the way to go. All right, guys. That's all for the sponsors and the promotions and everything that we have. Let's get this thing started, because one of the things that I have to talk about before we talk about free agency and all that kind of stuff, one of the things that is my personal opinion, is that a lot of people are saying a lot of stuff to get in the draft and everything, and if we can get in free agency, I'll take it too. But a lot of people aren't mentioning, I think, Carolina's number one need in Carolina, a lot of people aren't mentioning it, is the defensive end. Now, people might look at me and say I'm crazy and everything like that. That's fine, but you got to think about it. Julius Peppers, he's going to give us one more good year. I have no doubt about it. Marcus Addison, he disappears at times, but he gives us a kind of sort of consistent pass rush. Not great. He's not a superstar, but he's a starter. He's a starter level talent. So that's really all we have behind them, first of all. And Julius Peppers, like I said, he's not playing only maybe like 20% of Carolina's defensive snaps. So I think our number one need going into the draft or even free agency is defensive end. Now, Carolina doesn't have the cachet to get a Robert Quinn, which I think he would have been perfect in our scheme, because like the Carolina just doesn't go out and get what they want, which is disappointing, very, very disappointing. But if they're not going to do that, we need to draft somebody or something. And the reason I say this, and I'll get to the secondary a little later in the show, but the reason I say this is because the secondary you can have the best secondary in the world by far, but the secondary can only cover but so much. The defensive line makes your secondary better, like a lot better. If the quarterback has only 1.5 seconds to throw the ball consistently, watch and see how much your secondary improves, and see how many interceptions and different things of that nature you get. Like, because the defensive line, your front seven is everything for your defense. And proving my point is, what was that, like 5 years ago, when we got freaking Mike Mitchell paid, we got Captain Mutterlin paid, we got a lot of no-name players paid, because that defense had almost 60 sacks. No, I think we did have 60 sacks that year. 60 sacks. That's what we need. We don't need great cornerbacks. Our scheme isn't like this. It would be nice to have great cornerbacks, but our scheme isn't necessarily like favorable to like great cornerbacks, because anybody can play in our scheme as long as you have a consistent and good pass rush. Like I said, I think if we should have got. I mean, I know that they tagged him, whatever. I was really hoping Ziggy Ansah would have gotten in the free agency, even though I know Carolina probably wouldn't have gotten him. But we need somebody like that, somebody young, somebody that has that enthusiasm, somebody that has the talent to do that for us. Because last year, yeah, we had like 50 sacks or something like that. I get it, but a lot of those sacks came off of blitzes. Look at how many actually came off of our front seven. I mean, our front four. Not that many. Like, I know both of our ends. I think Mario Addison. I don't know if I think he did have 10 sacks, but Julius Peppers had 11 sacks. That was a shocker. That surprised everybody. Didn't expect him to do that. Great. I think he can do it one more year before he retires. But you need to start, even if you're not going to, first of all, like I said, Julius Peppers don't play all the snaps. So if you're not going to get somebody that's like starting right now from the jump, get somebody in Groom. Have Julius Peppers take a little bit more snaps in and everything like that. I will never, ever, I will always choose a greater front seven than the secondary. Because that gets your defense ready. Hitting the quarterback gets your defense hype. Like, I'm telling you, think about how many strip sacks you would have. Think about how many demoralizing plays that consistently gets the opposing offense. If they're always getting hit, why do you think Tom Brady lost those 3 Super Bowls? It's because the front seven, even take the Eagles game. Tom Brady may have played out of his mind. Excuse me. But when it counted, the defense stepped up with a great play. So the front seven, I know that we probably won't sign Star Lotulelei back, which I think that might be a mistake because Star Lotulelei, he gets better every year with pass rush, and he's underrated because his position doesn't cause him to have to be like a great pass rusher. How do you think Luke Kuechly is piling up all these sacks and everything like that? I mean, not sacks, all these tackles and everything. He's able to fly freely back and forth. It's because Star Lotulelei is great at what he does, and that's taking up multiple blockers. So if they're taking up multiple blockers and everything like that, then Luke Kuechly can do his thing. So I'm not sure about Vernon Butler. He showed a little bit of flash, but not like really great flash. He's a first round pick, and I believe like a lot of people were upset about Marty Hurney. I told everybody before it even happened that he should get fired. Because if you look at his first round picks, matter of fact, look at his draft class overall. His prize possession was probably Star Lotulelei. I mean, not Star Lotulelei. K'Wan Short. Look at his first round picks. It looks like Star Lotulelei ain't gonna be back. Like I said, I think he's actually a pretty good starter. I'll say not like great, but good starter. Star Lotulelei probably won't be back. Kelvin Benjamin is gone. Freaking what's his name? Shaq Thompson. He hasn't done anything spectacular. Like he didn't, and then a lot of people forget, but he didn't draft Josh Norman. He didn't draft Cam Newton. He didn't draft Luke Kuechly. So a lot of people think that he drafted Luke Kuechly and Josh Norman. He didn't do that. He didn't draft Mario Addison. All those surprisingly are still here, and they're from Marty Hurney era. That's what like a lot of people. I mean, I'm ticked off that we kept Marty Hurney, but Marty Hurney, I don't think has ever missed on a first round pick. The only one that you can even make a claim for with a first round pick is Jeff Otah. But Jeff Otah, if you remember, he was actually pretty good, but he just couldn't stay healthy. So, like, Marty Hurney, to me, I have total confidence that he will pick someone that will help us this year, regardless if it's whatever. I think that he will pick someone that will help us this year dramatically. At 24, I'm predicting that right now. don't know who he's going to pick, I guarantee you it's going to be someone that can help us. And Marty Hurney, unlike Dave Gettleman, if he sees somebody he really, really likes, has to be really, really likes. But that's the only good thing about him in the draft. He don't do too many stupid things. When it's somebody he really, really likes, he trades out there and get him. Like, that's the thing. Like, Dave Gettleman wouldn't do that. I mean, even if I forgot. I mean, Marty Hurney he's actually pretty good he just is not great at managing money. Hopefully he got better doing that. But he's pretty good in the draft because he even drafted Greg Hardy, which could have been a superstar if he didn't get in trouble for all that stuff. So, I mean, he messed up himself, like, because he would have gotten paid. And like I said, I think DN, like, there's not that many great DNs in this draft. Like, it's really top heavy. But if they can get a great DN, I think they should go DN. But this is going to be a lot of a surprising take. I seriously think, and it's not something that is a need right now, but it's something that could be beneficial in the later, in a couple years down the line. I seriously think that, and I wouldn't be mad at it. A lot of fans would be mad at it, but I seriously think if that number one tight end, because he's really athletic, if he falls to 24, I have no doubt in my mind that they will pull the trigger and take him if there's nobody that's like outstanding at 24. And he's athletic. He looks like he's going to be really good. And Greg Olsen can kind of mold him on his way out. Like, he can really kind of help Greg Olsen. He could help even Greg Olsen extend his career. And Greg Olsen can help him. And we can have a premier tight end right behind Greg Olsen once he retires. So, a lot of people aren't saying that. But I think that will be a really, really good deal. If we could get somebody like that. And it's another playmaker and everything like that. And I really do think, and remember, if you go back to Cam's first year, we did a 2 tight end set. A 2 tight end set. And I think whoever the tight end is, this year will be featured a lot, because you remember Norv Turner, he had Antonio Gates. He had a really good tight end. He featured him a lot in the things that he was doing. So I really do think Greg Olsen will have a good year this year, but I also can see them picking a young tight end to groom. Which that will not be a bad idea in my view, at least. And drifting off of that a little bit, I see a lot of people talking about wide receiver this, wide receiver that. We need this, we need that, we need this, we need that. And to be fair, some people have made some very elegant and good points on their reasoning. I'm not that big on we need a receiver. Now, if we get Allen Robinson or something like crazy like that, or even Sammy Watkins, I would like it. But I don't think that is a pressing need like everybody else in the NFL community thinks, or the fan base thinks. I think Funchess did an admirable job at filling in once Benjamin went out. He finished with like 9 touchdowns, and like all of them except for one came after Benjamin left. So, but I mean, if you want to call Funchess not a number 1 receiver, that's okay. he is a very high-end number 2. And right now, as it sits, I wouldn't mind having just a high-end number 2 as our starter. And this is my reasoning. We haven't really seen the combination of Bird, Samuel, and Funchess on the field like that. And then we just traded for Torrey Smith. So we haven't seen that combination on the field at the same time. Bird, he looked like he was going to have a mid-season breakout year. He was catching touchdowns after touchdowns, catching long balls, showing that he has better hands than what a lot of people may think. He had, in the span of 3 weeks, he had 4 touchdowns, which is really good since nobody wasn't expecting it. So, if he had 4 touchdowns, and then when he got hurt, because Curtis Samuel was hurt like throughout the year. So when Bird finally got hurt, Curtis Samuel came in, and he came back from his injury, and he started making plays, and then he got hurt. So I feel like with that combination, I feel like we'll be okay. And then Torrey Smith, he's still got a little bit of speed on him for the deep ball. I feel like we'll be okay. And this is another reason other than them not knowing, like the unknown. Other than the unknown. Norv Turner, he knows how to use people's strengths to get a better product out of them. He knows how to use their speed, to have them learn how to use their speed. He knows how to scheme to get them open. So yeah, like if Cam Newton can be consistent this year, I without a doubt truly believe, unless the coaching staff don't believe in one of those guys, I truly believe that we can be pretty good in that position. It'll surprise a lot of people, I should say. Now, I do believe that they will try to pursue one of the free agents, but I don't think that we'll land a big name. Like, I believe that if Sammy Watkins gets on the market or whatever, they might look like they're trying to inquire and everything, but I don't believe that he's going to get to us. I would like Sammy Watkins because, like I said, it takes skill to actually learn how to use your speed. It's not just about being fast in the NFL. Everybody's fast, but you have to learn how to use your speed. So I think that Norv Turner can help anyone that comes in to Carolina or the people that's on the roster learn that. Even Funchess. I mean, Funchess isn't the fastest guy, but he can teach him a little bit. Because Funchess, to me, he doesn't use his body. He doesn't use his frame as well as he should. So, like I said, it's a lot of different great attributes that I see Norv Turner bringing to our team. Now, speaking of those schemes and everything that we were talking about, first of all, Norv Turner, I do believe that he will help our offensive line because his schemes necessarily are more zone-ridden than anything, which I think that would help. And our offensive linemen, I think, could benefit from it. Now, I think that Ryan Kalil, personally, people are bashing him for some unknown reason. Did they not realize, yes, he was injured last year off of something that they still haven't explained what happened. But when he came back and actually was relatively healthy, do you go back and look at the stats of our running game and how much it improved? So people that want to say that Ryan Khalil, they should cut him, blah, blah, blah. Okay, be careful what you wish for. Because next year when he retire and we don't have a relatively okay backup, and I'm not a fan of Tyler Larsen, trust me, you're going to wish you had him. Ryan Khalil is a very, very serviceable player. He's still, in my view, if not average, he's above average. Like, I'm sorry. Like, he can still play. He can still move. Maybe not as good as he once was, but he's still better than, I'll give it 20, probably more than that, but he's still better than 20 starting NFL centers in the league today. So, I mean, you go ahead, you want to cut Ryan Khalil, like I said, wait until next year when we don't have him and see how bad, and unless we get a replacement for him, and see how bad our offensive line really is. I mean, you saw how bad they were this year, but that was only a small sample. Wait and see. I mean, we have a couple of trades that I want to talk about. Well, actually, one in particular, it just included 2 people, and about dang on time. Well, first of all, before I want to bash Daryl Worley, I want to say this to all of you, and I've been harping on it for the last umpteenth time, that love Bradbury, all this kind of nonsense. That's fine, okay, blah, blah, blah. And then I seen a tweet. You had the audacity to say, hey, Daryl Worley had the second lowest completion percentage. Huh, huh, huh. Are you flipping kidding me? The only reason that is because as bad as Bradbury is, he had somebody that was atrocious on the other freaking side. So, by that logic, I'm gonna throw on that side. He rarely got thrown to, not because he's good, but we had somebody that's so atrociously bad that they like, well, we don't even need to try. Like, let's just throw it on this side constantly. That is just ridiculous. I am tired of hearing about freaking Bradbury. I'm tired of hearing about Daryl Worley. I'm tired of hearing about how our secondary isn't that bad. Our secondary is probably if not the worst secondary in the league, it's top 3 for the worst secondary in the freaking league. Our secondary is horrible. And then you have the audacity to cut the only decent freaking secondary person that we have in Kurt Coleman. When he played, he was actually pretty decent. And you have the audacity to cut him. That's why I'm still iffy about even trusting freaking Marty Hurney. You cut Kurt Coleman. He's the only decent one we had. The only decent one we had. Freaking Cat Mudlin was playing horrible. So they didn't even go. It was a few games he didn't even dress. He was healthy. Didn't even dress. Worley got benched by Seymour. He wasn't no better, but I mean he was a little bit better than Worley. Who can't be? Like it's just astronomically bad, and y'all just want to suck. Oh my God, I'm forgetting that this is kind of a PG show, so I'm gonna tone that my language out because I was about to say something, but this is just ridiculous. The stats and all this kind of crap that play. You know what stats I have to prove that Bradbury is probably a garbage cornerback and a horrible freaking cornerback? You know what stats I have to prove that? It's called my eyes. Like my freaking eyes. I have that stat to prove it. If you watch Bradbury play, It's laughable that you can even compare him. And the worst comparison I've heard in probably like the last decade of my life. The worst comparison I heard came on a show that I like to listen to and sometimes watch, Cat Chronicles, the CP3, the CP podcast or whatever, CP3 podcast. The worst comparison I've ever heard, and it came from somebody I actually like and I actually had good conversations with. It comes from Panther Nasty. He tried to compare. I don't even know if I should give him. I don't even know I should put those two people in the same sentence. I feel bad about it. But he tried to compare James Bradberry to freaking Xavier Rhodes. Now, I'm not no freaking rocket science, but Xavier Rhodes, he never struggled this bad, and he always showed flashes. So if you want to give me that bull crap that he's not that bad, that's one thing, which everybody know he is. If you watch the film, you know he's bad. But when you try to compare him to one of the better quarterbacks in the freaking league, I got a problem with you. I got a problem. There's no freaking way you should even put those two words, those two adjectives, whatever the heck you want to call it, you should not put those two in the same sentence. You know, I'm going to school right now, and they're talking about I'm in college or whatever, and one of our English classes talk about fragments and stuff like that, and incomplete sentences, and how you can't freaking put them together, or it doesn't work out certain ways and stuff. That's what this is. This is an incorrect freaking fragment, because you should not put that damn thing together. So, worst take of my lifetime I've heard. Freaking Bradberry compared to Xavier Rhodes. You can't even compare him to what Josh Norman did. Like, our scheme is so easy because you just have to use your athletic ability, and he's not athletic enough to be in our scheme. Because if you look at Josh Norman and the quarterbacks to see in that scheme, it's because they were athletes and they were ball hawks, so they could kind of make it work. He's not neither. He doesn't have great vision. He doesn't have great footwork. The only reason he's kind of sort of successful is because of his size. And that is barely. So if he doesn't have none of that, he doesn't even have good ball skills. He doesn't have good awareness. Like, he's good in run support. That's literally the only compliment I can give him. He's good in run support. But then again, he misses a lot of damn tackles. He is in no way comparable. In no way comparable to Xavier Rhodes or any decent cornerback he's not comparable to. I would rather Brent Grimes bring his old 34 ass up to me or up to the Carolina Panthers and play for us, and we trade James Bradberry away. It's ridiculous, and I'm tired of these fans sitting there telling you. Sometimes you got to goddamn on be. You got to not be. You got to separate your fandom from reality and be able to look. Not just people that's easy to bash on and stuff. People that you really, really, really want to succeed. You have to look and then be like, okay, he's not that great. Like, stop being fans. And I mean, I know we can't stop being fans. I'm a huge fan. I love Carolina. Been there since 1994. I mean, they've been there since 1995. But when they said they were coming to Charlotte, 1994, whatever. Boom, I was there. I was so excited. I was maybe like 4 years old, but I remember my dad. He was a Green Bay Packers fan, and he converted to Carolina as soon as they came, and and I was dressed out. I was all that kind of stuff. So you have to separate. We have to be realistic fans. Like, show the intelligence of our fandom and knowing what we need to correct. Now, every year, yeah, we're going to be like, we're going to the Super Bowl, and these are the reasons why. But you have to have logic behind it. I can't just say we're going to the Super Bowl and Cam Newton is going to throw for 6,000 yards. That's not realistic. I can tell you the reasons why I think we're going, but I can also tell you what we need to fix in order to go. So please, fans, please. That's all I'm asking. Just please. And Daryl Worley, I'm sorry, I got really sidetracked because I thinking about James Bradberry. Daryl Worley, you, my friend, thank God. The Eagles got screwed. I know everybody's saying that Daryl Worley is only 23 years old and blah, blah, blah. You can be as young as you want to be. If you suck, you suck. So I know that they're saying all this stuff and everything, and freaking Torrey Smith, he's a little older. He's still fast, but not as fast as where he used to be, and he got Ted getting his. I don't care. That can help us. Daryl Worley was damaging our goods. He was damaging our defense. He was just bad. So thank God that he's gone. Thank you. Now, it will piss me off if he end up doing something in Philadelphia, but I've got a prediction to make. This is my prediction. Nobody else is my prediction. By the end of training camp, or no, I'll give him a little bit longer. By the end of preseason, he will be cut. That's my prediction. And I guarantee you it will work out in my favor. I mean, he's not that good. Really, really bad, actually. Now, I do think, because I think and this is where I'm coming from with the draft and everything, I am almost positive we're going to be active in some way in free agency for a cornerback or either in the draft. Hope we don't do the stupid thing again, draft 2 cornerbacks back to back or something like that. But I do truly, truly believe that we're going to be heavily involved in trying to get a cornerback. And there ain't no way we can go with what we have now. Like, whether it's trading for someone, whether it's free agency, whether it's the draft. Trust me, our secondary will look better this year. I guarantee it. We should get rid of Bradberry, but I know that they're not going to do that. I don't care. Like, matter of fact, if Bradberry shut me up and he turns out to be a good cornerback eventually, not even great, just decent, I'm a big enough man to admit when I'm wrong. But this case, I really, really don't think I am. So, like I said, the cornerback, Richard Sherman, he just signed with the 49ers, so he's out. I mean, they have decent cornerbacks. We can try, D. Miller. He actually had the chance to be on it last year, but we decided not to go with him. We have the that cornerback from that used to play for Dallas or whatever. And he played for I think New York last year or something like that. They have a few cornerbacks out there. They have Kyle Fuller, where we can actually throw. He's tendered, so we don't have to give up picks. We can actually match, or we can actually put an offer out there for him, and they have a chance to match. They have pretty decent cornerbacks out here right now. and they have it's like not like superstar studded, but they have pretty good cornerbacks in the draft. So, like I said, we'll see where those chips may fall. But like I said, I cannot see us not getting some type of cornerback, especially with the trade of Darrell Worley. Like I said, I know I'm bouncing back and forth and everything like that, but one last thing on Norv Turner, like I told you before, I think personally he's going to get the best out of Cam. Cam, to me, this is it to show if he's ever going to like stay at that tier 1-ish type of quarterback. Because right now he's a really, really high tier 2. But he's not elite because like Cam Newton has to really tone down the high balls with his accuracy and everything, and hoping that with Mike Mike Tomlin. I don't know why I'm going with Mike Tomlin. Freaking Norv Turner and his son. I'm hoping they can kind of tone Cam Newton like mechanics just a little bit, and hopefully, and like I said, this is the make or break year. I don't care what he has around him or whatever. When it comes to having him be elite, like he was elite for that 1 year, but he's not consistently elite. Like I think that the scheme is going to be perfect for Cam Newton. He's not going to lose his running ability, but it won't be as much like zone reads and things of that nature and stuff. I just believe that that he will get the most out of Cam, because, and the biggest part that I believe that he'll get the most out of Cam is because basically, like I said, he's a great schemer. He's going to scheme the weapons that Cam Newton have open. And that's what, like I said, a great offensive coordinator will have. And the Giants are screwed too. They got freaking, you think Eli Manning was bad? They got one of the worst offensive coordinators in the league. So, yeah, now he's going to be horrible. But yeah, that's the best. That's the thing about having that's the good thing about having a good offensive coordinator. They scheme their receivers and their weapons open. And I think it's, I personally and this is another thing that fans are doing. I am sick and tired of people saying that Christian McCaffrey can't be a full-time back. He's too small, he's too this, he's too that. And then a lot of people are saying, look at what he did this year. He's only receiving and all this kind of stuff. First of all, there's a lot of different ways to look at that. Do you not realize that Ty Gurley struggled for a year and all that kind of stuff? The scheme matters. Like y'all are undercounting, and it's just his rookie year. He did have a pretty good rookie year. So, like, give the man a chance, like, for real. Like, it's aggravating to have y'all they come up and say, oh, he didn't do this, he don't do this well, and blah, blah, blah. I seen this man block well, take it on head on people, and a lot of people don't realize that Christian McCaffrey in college or not, you can say, yeah, it's college, blah, blah, blah. This man was toting the rock every year that he's had it for over 300 carries. He can take a pounding. And it's not even like he takes us a pounding. And I was listening to Daniel Jeremiah, and he said he all the scouting and everything he did from, like, he believes that Christian McCaffrey can be an every down back, because not just of college, but in the pros and everything, and because he doesn't take like a big hit. You never will see Christian McCaffrey take a big hit. He's very, very smart runner. Now once he starts exploding and everything, I don't want to hear nothing from none of y'all. Y'all gave up on this man after 1 year. 1 year. Saying, oh, we need a different back in there. He was taken too high. He was this, he was that. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Now, when this man just start blowing up, it'll be like the next Todd Gurley or something like that. I know he's not as big as Todd Gurley, but when he just, or maybe a better version of Reggie Bush, whenever he starts doing that, I don't want to hear nothing. Because Because it's nonsense that y'all think that he can't do it. Y'all want to draft the running back number one if the running back falls and all this kind of stuff. I would be severely upset if they drafted a running back with the first pick. Because, first of all, I believe in Cap, and I believe in McCaffrey, and I believe that could be a good 1-2 punch. Now, I know they believe in McCaffrey, but whether they believe in Cap is another thing. So, if they don't believe in Cap, then, like, they don't believe in him, which it would be a bummer, but if they don't believe in him, I can see them going out and getting somebody like DeMarco Murray, someone of that nature. But, like, I mean, y'all trip me out with just giving up on him like that. Like, I believe, like I said once again, I believe he can tote the rock for us and be a successful back. Y'all not looking at when every time he touched the ball, like him and Jonathan Stewart, like every time they touched the ball, he was getting hit 5 yards in the backfield, 4 yards in the backfield. He was having to fight just to gain 1-2 yards. So y'all don't look at that. Y'all look at, look at his carries. He didn't do that. And by the way, the one time he did get decent carries, because remember, he was only carrying the ball for like 4 or 5 times. The one time he got 15 plus carries, he got over 100 yards, caught the ball a while. He had a really good game. But y'all don't want to talk about that. Y'all just like, we need a new back and all this kind of stuff. Can you please watch the film before you make asinine comments like that? Or like the whole Darryl Worley situation. You want to say, he's a good cornerback, he's a good young cornerback, blah, blah, blah. Have you watched the film on him? Just think about things before you say them. Because I get we're fans, but we also want, just as well as the Panthers, is to put the best product on the field. So my message to you all is to separate your fandom in certain instances. When somebody tells you, hey, he's not that good, blah, 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 or something like that, go back and look at it. If you want to actually see it, and maybe this person is wrong, maybe I'm wrong, but I would respect it if you actually go back, look at it, see what's going on. That's my only message to the fans. I love the fans. I love you all. I love my fans. I love the people that follow me. I love all of you. Just like, I mean, it's aggravating sometimes when you know that the product that you're seeing can get a lot better. But you have fans out there that don't see that. It's like they're looking through like cuckoo goggles or something like that. But like I said, I love you guys. And yeah, like I think we're done here. But just remember, like I said, always take it to heart what I'm saying and everything. I love the Carolina Panthers, so I'm not just bashing them just to bash them. It's so I hopefully they can improve in those areas. Now, before we get out of here, one last time, I'd like to thank everybody and everything like that for joining me. Please share the podcast, subscribe on YouTube, share on YouTube. go to my website. It's blackcatcommunity.com. blackcatcommunity.com, and cat is spelled with K-A-T, community.com. And you can go like my Facebook page or follow me on Facebook. It's Panther Nation 28. Follow me on Twitter. It's BlackCat1. And I like to thank our sponsors. Like I said, Herbalife. If you go to Herbalife, you go to goherbalife.com/Brandon Herbert. Herbert is how you spell Herbert. And you go there. If you don't want to do wellness profile, if you don't need any help, if you know what you want, then go straight and get your products. Or if you need a little help, assistance, fill out a wellness profile. Somebody hit you up generally, like as soon as they can. And you can do it if you want to lose weight, you want to gain energy, you want to help with like your heart and everything like that, like different things that help different things. If you have trouble sleeping, any of that, go to goherbalife.com/Brandon Herbert, and type in Black Cat, and it will give you 10% off of any of your any products that you do get. And trust me, let's get healthier and happier. So that's all that we have for the show today. And don't forget, if you're not a Panthers fan, you're not a fan at all.
Y'all know what time it is. Why? I like to introduce the song. Bow, ha, and present to many. Ha, Carolina Panthers. T1, let go. There we go again. You know we about to show out, cause we know we gon' win. We ready for the kick out, so go on, let us in, so we can hit the end zone and show you how we dance. Black, blue, silver, white, black, blue. Yeah, black, blue, silver, white, black, blue. Yeah, game face on, ready for whatever. Rain, sleet, snow, go through any weather. We gon' play to win, as long as we together. We gon' take it out, cause ain't nobody better. Heart of a champ, mind of a winner. All we do is win, that's the anthem. Show up to your city and make a lot of noise, and they be like, who that? Panther! Yeah, we be going hard, and we be going strong. We known everywhere, cause we be putting on. Losing on condone that, point blank period. Shut the lead down, cause it is that serious. There we go again. You know we about to show out, cause we know we gon' win. We ready for the kick out, so go on, let us in, so we can hit the end zone and show you how we dance. Black, blue, silver, white, black, blue. Yeah, black, blue, silver, white, black, blue. We gon' get it. Yeah.